how many impressions on your OnlyFans page are you getting?
479,273.
Okay, so about 500,000, and that's in a 30-day span?
That's 30 days, yeah.
So those videos are just that's
I think I was at 0.09%, and then when I started going live, I went down to 0.05 within that month.
Wow. So go ahead and just kind of introduce yourselves for anyone who might not know who you are if they somehow haven't seen you on social. And let us know just a little bit about how you got here, how you got started in OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, I'm Haven. I do pottery. Been doing pottery since my sophomore year of college and turned it into a little OnlyFans last year. It's actually just hit my 1 year, the end of last month.
And so you're known as the Pottery Princess online,
yes.
Right?
Yes, I actually got that from my biggest inspiration in all of this is Stella Berry. I don't know if you guys happen to know who she is as a creator.
Oh, no.
It sounds, if I saw her face, because it sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, she goes by Anal Princess. So
Okay.
Pottery Princess.
Oh, I think I follow her.
So that's where the name came from, kind of like piggybacking off that.
That's amazing. So you decided you wanted to start OnlyFans. What kind of inspired that for you?
Yeah, I was doing like, when I did my pottery videos for like TikTok or Instagram, I would clip them down to like 20 seconds, but it would be like a 20-minute video. And I really just wanted a place to be able to put those full-length videos. At the time, I don't know why I never thought about just literally putting them on YouTube. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was like, I'll put them on OnlyFans. So it started out as like, oh, I'll just put some pottery videos on there. And then actually, have you guys heard of Sunroom? It's another like...
No.
It's maybe like a Patreon. I don't know if they allow nudity, but it's kind of like OnlyFans. They pay a subscription and you get to talk to them and see exclusive content. One of their, I don't know, marketing team or something reached out to me and asked if I wanted to join that. And it sounded really interesting, but then I thought out more about OnlyFans. I was like, maybe I should go towards OnlyFans. I don't know. So yeah, that kind of like pushed me into maybe you should monetize off your content and like post it somewhere where people could pay for it.
Interesting. So did you go into pottery as more just like as a hobby type of thing, or were you going to like actually create some kind of pottery business? Because you like sell the pottery too, right?
I started my pottery business in 2021, I believe. I was starting when I was in college. I was doing the oil paintings, and my degree was going to be for painting. And for the the course requirements, I had to take a pottery class. I did that, and I really kind of hated it at first, but eventually I made like the little mushroom mugs I make, and that kind of steered me into making more pottery and like less painting, I guess.
Cool.
Interesting.
I have seen your website. I need to order something.
So you mentioned that you're like 0.6% on your paid page, and what was it, like 1.2 on your free page? Are those numbers accurate?
I'm at 0.8 now on my main page. We had just gone on a vacation where I didn't have like any cell reception, so that's why like I took a little dip. But right before that, I was at 0.5. I was on this like month grind right before that. Oh my goodness! Trip, so
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's super, super impressive. And then I don't know how, like, if you've gone through the course at all or anything like that, but I have all these different, niche categories. And then I was showing off your account to, in the course, like, look how she does pottery, and she, does it in this seductive sort of way and all this kind of stuff. And so, well, first of all, have you been through the course and like looked at all those different niche categories?
I've watched every YouTube video you've posted so far. And I've gone through like the first section, like the very first part of the course. I haven't gone through it very much. I need to go through the rest, but definitely have watched every single YouTube video, and those have helped tremendously.
Cool. Well, yeah, you'll see yourself in the course. So I'm first of all, I appreciate you guys coming on and finally getting to talk to you in person, because I feel like I've been showing you off for a while.
Before I reached out to Cierra?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So because in the course I have like, all these different niche categories, like, the try on hauls and all these different stuff. And then under the pottery section, I'm showing off your accounts. Like, okay, so here's how you can do pottery. Look at this girl, Haven, how she does it like this and like that. So a lot of the people from the group would probably already know who you are, which is pretty awesome that we finally get to talk to you about it and kind of go deeper behind the scenes with everything that you're doing. I guess my question is, like, because over the last year or so, we've seen a lot of OnlyFans creators, getting really popular in the pottery category. So for you, did you see other people doing it and you're like, okay, I can actually use this as a marketing strategy? Or were you kind of just like going along and doing your own thing and just doing pottery and then just, randomly got the idea like, hey, maybe I could use this to start promoting OnlyFans?
Yeah, I had never seen another creator do pottery with OnlyFans before I did it. Now that I've started it, of course, I've seen a couple more. I'll shout out Ariel Hart, his last name, or is her last. Hartlet, okay. But she's the only other like pottery creator that I've like contacted with, and she's really cool. I know she did start it before I had actually started it, but it's not like I even thought about it being a niche or thought that it would help my OnlyFans. It was just because I had been doing TikTok and posting pottery videos forever. I just kept posting more pottery videos, I guess. And then later I realized that it's a really cool niche for OnlyFans, but I didn't realize what I was going to do at first.
Yeah, and you have a really sizable following. Did you start growing that? Like, did the substantial growth of that happen before or after you added OnlyFans, would you say?
Definitely after. On TikTok, I had 100K before I started OnlyFans, but that was for it was like 2 years or a year before that when I actually had views on my account, or was actually making videos that were like doing well. And then I didn't really post very much anymore, and like my views were way down. So like way before I started OnlyFans, I didn't really have a huge following. I had like that 100K on TikTok, but not too much. And my Instagram was only at like 4,000 or something before OnlyFans. I definitely grew it all after, so.
That's amazing. You do have a really big account, especially for being only a year old.
Thank you.
And then, so is it Devon?
Yeah, that's my name.
Okay, cool. So obviously it's a pretty common scenario for like couples to kind of, do it together. And generally, it's a pretty standard configuration where the guy is kind of, the marketer, kind of setting up systems or helping with photography or, managing content and all kinds of things like that. So I'm kind of curious how that is with you guys. Like, what's the sort of, relationship dynamic and how you guys kind of work together?
Yeah. So this is something that she started, like we said, back in July last year. And I didn't really decide to join in and either do any content with her or do any kind of, assistance to her until this year. So in January, I think we had just started, and
yeah,
I really just kind of saw the exponential growth that she was making with it. And quite frankly, for her, I think the workload was getting a little bit too high. Especially November, December, I think were really good months. And then I had actually just transitioned jobs and wasn't really liking where I ended up. And I don't know.
Basically, he became my little housewife.
I'm like more of the housewife type of vibe. Yeah, a lot of cooking, cleaning, taking care of just the things that, I don't know, somebody wouldn't have time for if they're just totally consumed in.
Wow.
That's awesome. So then it frees up your time, Haven, to kind of just get everything done.
Right. I feel like if I didn't have him to help me, I would be living in a mess. Like, I feel like I spend so much time working that like I wouldn't prioritize like cooking a nice meal or like having a clean house. Like, of course I want those things, but at the time I was like working the whole day. So it's nice to have him to do the task that
for sure
I can't really do all day too.
Yeah, I think the way you guys are doing it, that's kind of how like Mia and her boyfriend were kind of had that same kind of setup too. And then John and Jules has more of a setup like ours, where he's kind of like the marketing guy or the systems guy, and then handles all the content and stuff, like taking pictures and stuff for her and everything like that. But yeah, I think the having somebody to kind of take care of all that stuff and free up your time, because I run into that problem all the time, because like I do the OnlyFans thing with her sort of part-time, and then I have my other, I have other things that I'm working on at the same time. So like she said, if it was up to me, I'd probably forget to eat all day and everything like that. So I think that's a pretty good configuration what you guys have going on.
Yeah,
we think so too.
And so you guys do content together though, right? You do solo and boy-girl content.
Yeah.
Okay. And so is that, I know you had mentioned when we talked a little bit previously that your lives were going really, really well for you as of late.
Yeah. So when I first started OnlyFans, one of my biggest like marketing tactics, I guess, was like going on TikTok live, and I would do that every day. And that brought in a lot of subs. And then like, was it a month ago or 2 months ago, maybe? I was like, why am I not monetizing off just doing literally OnlyFans lives themselves? So I've been actually going live like every day for the past like month or so. And I think I was at 0.09%. And then when I started going live, I went down to 0.05 within that month, which is basically all the lives.
That's so exciting. I'm so jealous because I've been wanting to do lives. Like at first for me, it was like, I felt like I was too scared, but I don't think that that's the problem.
I'm so scared in my first lives.
Like, how did you learn? Did you just kind of piece it together on your own, or did you watch?
Well, back to like the TikTok lives, I just feel like I got comfortable being on live and being able to talk to people like that. So now on my OnlyFans lives, I do some of the lives, like kind of like you're talking about, like how do you run them, like more of like where you set goals and then you're doing a thing and then you set another goal and you get a lot of people to tip over and over, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of like, I don't even know what to call it, but I know what kind of live you're talking about. I do those sometimes where it's actual content oriented, but then I go live every morning and just do my makeup too. So it's like I have those lives where I'm actually doing real stuff content wise on there, but I also just do my makeup on there and talk to them every morning. And I feel like just that alone brings in a lot. Like it can be anywhere from a couple hundred to like, I think the other day I made like 1,100 on the morning live, like literally just doing my makeup.
Wow.
That's awesome. So when you're doing your makeup in the morning, are you doing some kind of striptease for people? Or are you just literally just hanging out and doing your makeup?
I'm literally just hanging out. I put in the description. Before like 3 days ago, it'd always be like, you get a copy of the live and you get a flash of choice if you tip, right? And then I thought I should just make a tiny video before I start the lives. Like the other day I made a shower video. It was literally like 3 minutes. And I was like, if you tip in the live, you get that free video sent to you. And that increased my earnings within the live itself.
Interesting.
So I thought that was a good way to like get people to tip. So I'm not really doing anything crazy, like literally just my makeup. Also, I've been going live when I'm messaging people, like I'll literally have my phone up with OnlyFans live. I'm like, I'm just sitting here doing my messages. Or if I'm like editing a video or scheduling content, that's also another thing just to do on live. Like they know I'm working, so it's not like I can pay attention to the chat the whole time, but I still make a couple $100 from literally editing the video I was going to send out to them anyways. And then I can give them like really little previews of the video, and it entices them to buy it because they're seeing me do the work for it, I guess. I started going lives when I just, like when I'm recording my videos for TikTok and stuff, like doing the pottery for the actual social media. I just have them on the side too. They love it. It's not even like I'm paying attention to them, but they love being able to like see the behind the scenes.
Yeah, it just makes them feel like they're hanging out with you.
That's brilliant.
I mean, I'm totally behind that strategy. I wish Cierra would start doing that, just like, when she's editing videos, when she's doing makeup, when she's doing.
And honestly, no one has said that we've never heard that.
Yeah, because we were talking to
on the podcast.
We were talking to Cleo. Was that last week or a week before
Cleo was
last
like
or
2
something?
weeks ago, and her strategy is brilliant also, but it's completely different,
Right, because she only does it like twice a month, which is good because you like let people know when you're actually going live, and then more people, of course, join that. And then it's like a really good live twice a month or something. But
yeah.
By the way, if you're feeling stuck with your progress on OnlyFans, there is no better place to be than the OnlyFans Level Up community. The Level Up community is a private group on Telegram where you can network with all kinds of amazing creators, many of which have been featured on this podcast. Over the years, I've documented with step-by-step video modules the best systems, the best tools, the best strategies used by the highest earning creators. Regardless of your skill level, it's a great place to meet other creators and see all of the best secrets that you can't find on Reddit or YouTube. The link for that will be down in the description below, but for now, back to the podcast.
Okay, and so you have a free page too, right? So you produce content, and then are you posting that same content to both pages, or do you use that like an exclusive video store, or like what's your kind of sales strategy, I guess, for like that type of content?
Yeah, when I first started my free page, I started like a couple months after my main page, and you'd only have access to it if you sub to my main and then have access to the video store. And I thought that was the best way to do it, but a few months ago, I put the actual free link in my bio, and although 50% of the people are not buying anything, like I'm still getting a ton of people on there that are just subbing and actually buying content. So I feel like having it available I used to be scared to like have it available and think everyone would just sub to the free one, but I also feel like it helps market your main one more. On there, I'll also, anytime I post on my feed for my actual main page, I'll post it on there for like $3 or $5, and I'll be like, this is free on my main at Haven Tunin. If you want to come see it on my page, my subscription's also like $5 or $6 if you want to pay the same amount and see more. And so I think that kind of just like gets people to switch over. And I'll also make my videos discounted on my main and a little bit higher on the other one. And I'll let people know so that they're inclined to switch over.
Well, that makes sense.
That's awesome. So my question is, you're obviously doing this, all these pottery videos basically every day. Do you, when you look at your traffic stats on OnlyFans, how many impressions on your OnlyFans page are you getting, like, say on a daily basis? Is it like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000?
For the last 30, it's down 31%, but it's at 47, what?
479,273 visitors. So almost 500,000.
Okay, so about 500,000, and that's in a 30-day span?
That's 30 days, yeah.
Wowee.
Damn, so those pottery videos are just fucking killing it. That's
and that's down 30.
I've never looked at that stat, so that was kind of cool to see.
Holy moly.
Damn,
that's really good.
That's awesome. So I'm curious, because one of the biggest things that comes up a lot is like how to manage your time, and like, how do you decide what to spend your time on and things like that. So I guess the question is, take us through a day in your life, like from the moment you wake up, what is everything that you do in that day?
Yeah, he's been a sleepyhead recently, so usually I wake up before him, then get my coffee, and then I first answer all my tips, people that contributed to campaigns and such. And then after I answer the tips, usually I'll go through and post on all my socials, so all the Instagrams, TikToks, YouTube. And then I'll do some more messaging as much as I can. And then, so I don't spend too much time on messaging there, answer the tips and a few that I can. I have a VIP club and I like prioritize them. And then usually I'll go on the OnlyFans live getting ready for the day. And then I'll either film videos to post on socials, or I will like actually go on like a TikTok live or something. And I usually take like a midday break around there. And then it's either a TikTok live or going back on an OnlyFans live. again later that night, and then maybe doing some more posting and stuff, and then trying to answer like as much more messages I can right before I go to bed. But
wow,
I feel like there's a lot of, it depends on the day. Like sometimes I'll batch like content for social media, so I'll spend a couple hours like filming a couple different outfits, and then I'll edit them and save them all to my drafts, and usually that takes a good chunk of my day. So some days it's mostly focused on that. Some days I only do like OnlyFans lives. Some days I feel lazy and I take a nap listen all day. But
that's really good. So for social, you just kind of shoot in little chunks throughout the week?
Yeah. I used to do it where every day I would film a throwing video and then edit it and post it that day. But I started a couple months ago, like doing a throwing video saying this outfit, and then I'll go change real fast and like do my hair a little different, do another throwing video, and then I'll just do like 5 throwing videos, and then it looks like I have like 5 different days of content.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So when you're doing your pottery videos, are you basically, because I think I was looking at your account and it seemed as though you're making kind of like focusing on long form YouTube videos, but then basically just clipping those down for the short form platforms. Is that what you are doing, or are you making like custom videos for each individual platform? Or are you essentially just creating a long YouTube video and clipping them?
Yeah, so I'll make a full throwing video. I'll cone the clay. I cone the clay more than it needs to be done, but it's for the video, okay? I'll cone it like 6 or 8 times, and literally each time I cone the clay, I'll make that a different video, and those all go to my TikTok, and then I dropped them all on all my Instagrams. And then I dropped all of those to, YouTube. And so it's those same coning videos got pushed out. But then like I am making 2 different videos because I have 2 TikToks. So I have a second phone where I just record from a second angle. So it's the same like video, but I clip it down. So it's a separate video. So TikTok doesn't like flag it as the same, but it's the same like same video, but just a different angle. So it's like 2 videos, but.
So with the long form YouTube video, when you're like coning it a bunch of times, are you just basically creating that whole entire video where they just watch you do that over and over again? Or are you just cutting those individual coning sessions into shorts and then making it as though you only coned it one time in the YouTube video?
Well, no. In the actual pottery process, you would cone the clay a couple times.
Okay.
It's normal to like cone it like 3 or 5 times, something like that. So I make it look like a normal throwing video. It's not like I'm doing the coning part for 8 minutes and then the rest of the pot's like too long.
Gotcha. And then so with all of that, after you've created the video, you've clipped it down into a bunch of short form clips, how many clips are you posting per platform per day?
Instagram, I'll try to do 2 on each account per day, 2 reels. I've been trying to do more photos on my main feed as well. TikTok, I'll do anywhere from like 2 to 4. Whenever I have enough drafts. I've been kind of slacking on my backup account drafts, so maybe like 1 there a day. Recently I got demonetized from YouTube, but before that I was getting paid from YouTube, so I would post literally as much as I could there per day because I also just get paid for it.
Why did they demonetize you?
You can explain. I think I have a good reason to appeal.
This is where my job comes in, and I'm going to be like writing an appeal to them. Basically, it's like against their YouTube partner program like policy or whatever. They said that the violation was for sexual gratification. And that can be the clothed or unclothed depiction of genitalia, breasts.
I think I have an argument saying
basically she's just not wearing.
I'm just not wearing a bra, so I think I have an argument about like I am fully clothed. I don't have like cleavage. I'm not. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. Okay, but like I feel like maybe I have a good argument to be like, it's not see through. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, you can't actually see my breasts. Like, I'm in a normal shirt. So,
right.
Well, maybe we'll see about that later. But for the moment.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's
the only
insane.
other choice is to remove almost all the videos and then reapply to be a part of the program again, which is just kind of a non-starter.
But they didn't, like, take down my account. Like, they didn't give me a strike or anything. Like, it's they just literally said they're not going to pay me, but I can still post on there. I can still get the same amount of views. So it's not like it really matters because obviously it's just funneling traffic anyways.
Yeah. Interesting. One of the things that I noticed is that it seems like they judge, because obviously, you know, what YouTube is interested in is being able to, you know, run ads and make money from you know, brands who are paying to run ads on their platform. And it seems like for OnlyFans creators, they demonetize a lot of the channels that, even though it's, you know, pottery or, you know, try-on hauls or this or that or whatever, it seems like YouTube knows who the audience is, and they know that it's like not necessarily going to be profitable for running ads. And so even if it's technically like not breaching their terms, just based on the fact that they're not really going to be able to run ads that profitably based on that audience, it seems like that's what's the biggest factor in the channels they demonetize.
Yeah. Did you do any of the try-on stuff at all?
I never did it. I was thinking about it, but I never did it. I don't know why.
It's probably a good thing because what you're doing is already so good. And way before the try and haul thing got popular, you know, I was kind of like letting people know, like, especially, you know, the creators that were doing the transparent try and hauls, like, you know, that's cool, but you got to be a little bit cautious because once YouTube comes after you, they don't just go after your one channel, they come after everything. And that's exactly what happened to a lot of the creators who were doing the transparent try and hauls. Obviously, you know, the majority of your audience is going to be interested in OnlyFans, but I want to go back because I'm curious, like, how much pottery are you actually selling?
Now, because I've grown an audience, I sell out every time I do a shop update. I won't lie, I haven't been making as much pottery as I used to, like when pottery used to be my full-time job. Like, now I just make less because I'm spending most of my time doing OnlyFans marketing and like all the like messaging people back and stuff. So I'm making a little less than I used to make, but I used to make like 20 mugs a week or something like that for art shows. Now I make like 20 cups a month maybe, but
interesting. Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, obviously you have to put your effort into what's going to be driving way more money, which is obviously OnlyFans. But I just think that's also an interesting thing, that not only can you make money with OnlyFans, but you also have this other little, you know, side income that you can make money from if you choose to, which is, I think, is cool just to have that little added benefit too.
Yeah. When I realized like that my social medias were growing and stuff, I was like, even if I stopped OnlyFans, I realize now that I have the marketing skills to like be able to sell pottery and be able to sell out every time. Like I could fully make a very good living on pottery if I wanted to. Like I'm not as focused on that now, obviously, but I feel like OnlyFans has taught me all the skills of being like a really good business owner.
Yeah. And in terms of, you know, people that have families or whatnot, when, you know, because I've had people make comments to me about my kid or whatever. Right. I'm like, the way that I would have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make, you know, and be away from the home. My son is an adult now, but, you know, I started OnlyFans when he was in high school, and it's different when you have little kids too. But I would have to be away from the home working 2 or 3 jobs to make the amount of money that I was making when I technically had a kid in the house. And it's like the presence that it allowed and allows parents, that's invaluable.
I want to go back just to, because we kind of touched on this briefly, but so as of right now, I mean, obviously you've been leaning more into lives and stuff like that. Is that your number one money maker at this point?
I mean, tips are definitely, my tips are up 25% in the last 30 days. But compared to subscriptions, my subscriptions are more than my tips and more than my messages. So my main income, I guess, is my subscriptions.
Interesting. Okay.
That's kind of opposite of...
I thought it would actually be opposite too. I didn't expect that.
I mean, based on what you're doing, it makes sense, but...
And the amount of traffic you have is like mind-blowing.
Thank you. I was also going to mention this with the lives. I think I've noticed that, I think I told you about this, when I'm on an OnlyFans live, I'll get a lot of subs while on live because they can see that the icon of your live right now. And I think it incentivizes them to sub immediately because they don't have to think about it. They want to see you live at the moment. So I think that has also kind of like inspired the subscriptions a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really like a perspective I hadn't thought about, or like a perk.
Yeah.
I guess
When you can just do a live where you're just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just
getting ready.
ready.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this whole production every time. So that's
A lot of people have also resubbed because I'll like send out I haven't done it in a little bit, but sometimes I'll be like, hey, I'm going to go live today. My subscription's $3 to come back, sending it to all the expired subs. And I'll get that 100 mark of like 100 claimed subs or whatever will fill up before my live's over because they're all like, I can just come back and see your live right now. Like, I didn't know you did that. And it'll be like on the discount and be like, I've been going live every day. And so I think that's a really big thing for people and be like, oh, even if I can't watch right now, I have 30 more days to catch another live.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that I can definitely see how that would boost conversions by a ton.
Yeah.
So and then just for like standard pay-per-view offerings, like how often do you just send like, just standard pay-per-view?
I do the like 3 a day or something like that, or as many as I can. Because it's just me answering messages. I can't sit there and like do the scripts with people or like try to get them to buy content and messages. Or even if they message me and was like, hey, do you have this certain type of video? It's going to be a while before I can message back. I will also say like the lives, I feel like were really good for me because I have so many subscribers that I can't physically message them. Maybe I can message them back like once a day. But being on live, I can talk to them immediately. And that I feel like that's so much better for them on their side of like, oh, I don't have to wait for a message. I can get a immediate, like, you get to see me response too. So they understand that I can't message them back, but I'm going to be on live and they can come say hey to me in the morning or whatever.
Do you do customs at all?
I do. I'm really bad at them. It takes me forever to do them. I feel like I'm just so busy and it takes me forever to get to them. I charge $300 for a 5 to 10 minute video. It used to be $200, which having it at that 300 mark allows like not that many people to actually get them, which is good because I don't really want to film them that often. But
well, that's good that you're doing them with your boundaries set.
Yeah.
And so, Devon, do you do moderating for the lives?
I do that on live.
When we've done lives together, I've done like a little bit just there because like before we'll do something like explicit on a live stream together, or before she's doing something explicit, we'll like kick non-tippers, right? And so that requires just some like going through the list and kicking out people who don't have the little cash symbol by their name. But I'm usually not there on the side. I mean, I'll join her sometimes, and usually she tags me in every video because like I'm in the background, just like walking around the house or whatever, and you gotta tag a person who's in it. But honestly, I mean, it's really chill. Most people are just hanging out with you, asking you pretty, I don't know, usually pretty PG questions. I don't know. It's kind of just like we've never done any other type of live streaming, but it's kind of like the same type of vibe. People just want to hang out with you and get to know you personally. I think that's kind of like the big draw for a lot of people to OnlyFans, because of course there's plenty of content of lots of people out there that you can get if that's all you're looking for, but kind of creates that personal connection. So
I told myself that I'm gonna go live by September 1st.
We can go live together. We can do dual streaming, whatever. I'm like ADHD brain on there. Like, I feel like I'm reading comments and like nothing that I'm saying is even making sense. But the thing is, like, no one cares. Like,
I posted a video the other day, just kind of on a whim. I was in between shoots and I was like, hey, I'm in between shoots. This is what I'm wearing. And it was like nothing. And then I was just like, just wanted to say hi. I hope you're all having a good day. And I took it down because I got shy about it. But I had a couple people message me and they're like, are you kidding me? I love seeing you like that.
Like, I think that boosts your sales too. I send out messages like that, like either a short video or just a quick photo in the messages. And it's like checking in on you. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm wearing. Something like that. And I notice when I send out free videos or like little videos of me talking, something like that to those people. I get a lot of people buying videos right after, and a lot of people contribute to campaigns like right after I send those. Like, it's just like,
Ooh.
hey, I'm just being weird and silly saying hi, and then they love it. Like, they get to see your titties for a second. They're like, okay, I want to see some more.
Yeah. Well, I think it just shows the human side. You know, we were just talking, with Kay last week. We were talking about just humanizing ourselves, like how important that is for your brand. And we get sad, we queef, we do, we have all these.
Yeah, like this morning, I had someone just like send me a rude message, be like, they contributed to a campaign at 3 a.m. and then send me a whole bunch of rude messages like, you're ignoring me, this is a waste of money, blah, blah, like all the rude things. And then I sent a voice note out to all my fans this morning and was like, hey guys, please understand. I just explained the situation. I was like, please understand, it's just me. I try my best. And thank you to everyone that's always been super kind to me. This morning, I got like, I don't know, like $200 in tips.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll have all your socials down in the description below, your Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everything like that. Is there any other socials that you want down there?
No, if you can check out my pottery website, Haven Tunin Studios.
Cool.
Shopify. If you look up Haven Tunin, it might be like Haven Tunin like nudes and then pottery site. So if you want to find my pottery somewhere,
you have
just keep scrolling, you'll find it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And then the last question is, what is your biggest dream?
I think just to be the point in my life where obviously I think everyone's biggest dream is to like not have to work for money and like live a wonderful life after that. But I really want to go back to college. I have a college fund set up for myself now, putting money in towards that, like with the Onlyfans. Definitely just want to keep learning. It's not like I'm going back for a degree or anything. I just want to keep learning literally anything, I guess. I want to take more painting classes. I want to take more pottery classes in different art mediums. I think expanding my knowledge is like a huge goal of mine. And just to have a really pretty pottery studio, I guess, to hang out in every day.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like we were talking this morning, I feel like honestly, like not to just say, oh, we've made it and we're here and there's nothing else to like strive for, but we already, I mean, just in this year have kind of made it to most of what I've always considered like my dream to be, which is just to have the freedom to do what you want, mostly when you want. And it's really opened up so much freedom for both of us. So
yeah.